Hey, what's up guys, Jaeky here. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Turtle Beach Atlas Air wireless headset. Shout out to Turtle Beach for sending this out for review, but as always, that does not affect my opinion of it. So this headset is going to be retailing for $180 USD. And the Atlas Air utilizes a open back design. Unlike traditional gaming headsets that are closed back, you have an open back design with the Atlas Air, which will let you hear your environment around you and allows for more natural sound signatures coming from the headset. I definitely prefer open back because I can hear myself talk and also hear the environment around me. And it also allows for a wider soundstage as well. So the battery time on the Atlas Air is rated for 50 hours, which is pretty solid. And you can charge it via quick charge through USB-C. The Atlas Air also features a 40mm driver and 24-bit high-quality audio as well. Alright guys, let's get straight into the unboxing here. So inside of the box, you will get a soft carrying pouch with the headset inside of it. You of course get the headset itself, and you get your USB-C to USB-A cable. This cable is purely for charging the headset. And you also get a 3.5mm analog cable in case you want to just use this with your mobile device, Xbox controller, or you can just plug it straight into your computer and use it as a normal analog headset. Inside the box, you also get a detachable microphone, and the windscreen for the microphone was separated, so you do have to assemble it on your own. And the microphone is a 16-bit 32,000 kilohertz, and the microphone on the Atlas Air is a 16-bit 32,000 kilohertz unidirectional capsule. Also in the box, you of course get a wireless dongle. One thing that you don't get is actually an extender cable. That would have been nice to see, is just a cable to extend the wireless dongle so that you can actually put it on top of your desk closer to the headset. Alright guys, now that the headset is unboxed, this is it right here. This is what it looks like. A very bulky looking headset. Might not be everyone's favorite aesthetic, but let's first touch on the build quality here. The majority of this headset is built with plastic, but in turn that makes it very lightweight. This comes in at 300 grams with the microphone attached, and you're going to lose maybe a couple grams if you take the microphone off. So 300 grams actually is very lightweight for a wireless headset. Very impressive, and the lightweight really helps with the comfort factor. So I can wear this for hours on end with it still being comfortable, and I really had no issues with pain or discomfort while wearing the Atlas Air. The headset has a little bit of swivel. It's very minimal though, but the swivel is actually due to the fact that there is a floating design here on this ear cup. So you can see here that you have these little elastic bands that sort of come together to do a floating design here on the ear cups, and that allows for a little bit of swivel, and it also allows for the ear cup to actually be suspended. As for the hinge, there is actually no adjustment on the hinge, so you don't actually slide it up and down like you would on a traditional gaming headset. What you do is actually there's a Velcro here on the side, and you can actually peel this Velcro off, and you can either make it tighter or you can make it looser. And what the Velcro will do is it will change how tight the headband here, the strap on the headband is. So there is actually no height adjustment on the Atlas Air. You mainly adjust the tightness of the headband here, and this will actually change based on how big your head is. And I really have no complaints about this design. I haven't had any discomfort at all. Like I said, very comfortable headset to wear, especially since it's so light. The pads here are a nice foam material. It's not pleather or anything like that, so it's not going to trap too much heat. All right, let's talk about buttons and connectivity on the Atlas Air. On the bottom of the headset here, you do have a Bluetooth button. This is going to be to pair with any Bluetooth device. You also have a USB-C port for charging, and then you have a 3.5mm analog so that you can plug it into your mobile device or a controller and use the headset analog mode. This button here is to switch between the 2.4 GHz wireless and Bluetooth. There is no simultaneous connection for Bluetooth and wireless, so you do have to choose between the two. You can either do Bluetooth or you can do the 2.4 GHz. And then next to that is the power button, which you hold down to turn on and off the headset. And of course, you also have the LED indicator as well to tell you the status of the headset. So the headset here is detachable, so if you don't want to use it, you can just pull it out just like that, and then you can plug it back in as well. And the microphone is flipped to mute. So if I have it flipped up like this, it mutes. Flip it down and there's an audible click that you will hear, and that will unmute your microphone. So you just flip up to mute and you flip the mic down in order to unmute. So very seamless, and I tested it out. There's no popping noise. Some headsets make a popping noise when you mute the mic, but on the Atlas Air, there is no popping noise whatsoever. You can flip it up very seamlessly and it will mute. On the left side of the headset, you have a volume wheel as well. The tensioning on the volume wheel is okay. It's a little bit too loose for my taste. I would have preferred it a little bit tighter so it's not as easy to accidentally change the volume. As long as you just pay attention to it, you probably won't hit it, but it would have been nice to see this tensioned a little bit a little bit tighter. Alright guys, this is the Swarm 2 software that you can download for the Atlas Air. In here you can download a bunch of software updates and also change EQ settings and do a bunch of different stuff for the headset itself. So if you click here, you can also manage profiles. You can add onboard profiles onto the headset, and you can store profiles as well in case you want to switch between different EQ settings. So first off, we have the audio. This is basically just your normal volume. I have it set to 100%. This headset is pretty quiet. I found that I had to put it on 100% to get it to a decent volume. Down here, you have superhuman hearing. You can turn this on with 3 different presets: legacy, footsteps, and gunshots. And this will just boost certain frequencies in your headsets. I found legacy and footsteps to be okay for Valorant. It did make footsteps stand out a little bit more, but I just prefer the overall sound signature turned off on superhuman hearing. Down here you have game chat mix, so when you plug this headset in, it will add a little headset chat here, and you can route all of your in-game voice comms to this channel, and then you can adjust game chat mix separately from the headset itself. Down here you have Waves 3D, which is just simulated surround sound. I highly recommend not using any type of simulated surround sound on any headset that you get, so I always just leave this off. And this is high bandwidth audio, which presumably will make your audio higher quality. So I don't really see a reason why you would want to turn this off, so just leave it on. Moving over to the microphone, like I mentioned earlier, you can flip up the microphone to mute it, or you can just mute it with this toggle here as well if you want to do that. Down here you have the sensitivity where you can change the volume of the microphone. I like to leave mine around 80. 100 is a little bit too loud and you do get clipping. 80 I found is a good spot for my voice. And I'm going to switch over to the headset microphone right now. And right now you're hearing me on the Atlas Air microphone. So obviously this microphone is not the best, especially because it's a wireless headset. You know, you can't really expect too much, but coming from like the Razer Black Shark V2 Pro, which I just reviewed, that headset has an incredible microphone and it sounds great. And when you compare it to something like this, the Atlas Air microphone definitely sounds way worse. So if you're getting this headset, don't get it for the microphone. Just make sure you have a standalone microphone before you get this headset, just because the microphone on this headset does not sound that great. Mic monitoring, you can turn this on. The mic monitoring is decent in this headset, but it does sound very digital and compressed. So I would not recommend using mic monitoring. And there's really no reason to, because this is an open back headset, so you can hear yourself talk regardless, so you don't really need monitoring anyways. And noise gate, I wouldn't recommend turning this on at all. You can see what it does to my voice if I turn it on and I turn it up to like 85%. It's going to cut out a lot of my sentences and make me very unintelligible. So I would just recommend leaving the noise gate off. Okay, I want to switch off this mic as soon as possible, but before I can, I'm going to go over some of the profiles that you can use for your mic EQ. So you can EQ the mic on this headset. You have a couple preset ones, and then you can also put your own EQ as well on the mic if you want. This is the signature sound, which is just flat EQ on the microphone. And now I'm going to switch it over to full. So this is what you're hearing right now is the full preset on the Atlas Air. And now I'm going to switch it over to clarity. So every time you switch a preset, by the way, it will beep inside of the headset to let you know that you swapped a preset. And now this is the smooth preset right here. So yeah, all of these sound pretty bad just because the mic already sounds pretty bad. So I'm going to switch off the mic as soon as possible to save all of your ears. All right, guys, we are back. So going over the EQ for the headset, these are the preset profiles. You have bass boost, which obviously is going to boost the bass. You can also do a treble and bass boost, and you can do a vocal boost as well. But the best part is you can just EQ it however you want. But honestly, in my opinion, the signature sound flat EQ of this headset, I really like the flat EQ. But yeah, in my opinion, the signature sound is great, and there's really no reason to EQ this headset. Straight out of the box, stock sound, this headset sounds incredible. But if you do want to tune it yourself, you can save it as a preset and of course save it to the onboard memory on the headset. Scrolling down a little bit more, you basically just get your driver information, whether or not you're up to date, how you're connected, battery status, and you can also set the auto shut off, very typical, and you can also choose to get notifications if your battery is low. And on the actual dongle itself, you can turn off the LED if you wish. And then here is the notification noise level. So stuff like powering it on or changing presets will usually beep inside of the headset. If you find that's a little too loud, you can turn that down. All right, guys, so that was the software for the Atlas Air. Now let's talk about the sound quality for music listening and my experience using it for competitive games like Valorant as well. So I really like the sound signature of the Atlas Air. I really wasn't expecting this headset to sound so good, and the fact that it's open back really helps as well with getting that really nice sound signature. I used to use the Sennheiser HD58X a long time ago, which is an open back set of headphones, and I really liked those, but then I switched back to closed back, and I've been using closed back ever since. And then I switched to IEMs, which are also closed back, obviously. So it's been a while since I've used an open back pair of headphones or headsets. This has really just breathed new life into my listening experience. Like, I forgot how nice open back headsets are. But yeah, if you watch Gadgetry Tech's review on the Atlas Air, he actually does some measurements on the sound frequency, and it's very comparable to the Sennheiser PC37X, or it was either PC37X or the 38X, but it's very comparable to that headset, which I have used before. And if you've never used a PC37X, the sound on that is very nice, but it is lacking a little bit of bass. But the great part about that is the Atlas Air actually has a little bit more bass than the PC37X. So it has a little bit more of an elevated bass shelf. And so you're actually going to get a little bit more bass with the Atlas Air than you would on the Sennheiser PC37X, which was my only complaint when I used that headset, because I do prefer a little bit more bass. With that being said, this isn't like a bass head pair of headsets. The bass is nice and thumpy, but since it is open back, you're not going to be getting an extreme amount of bass. So if you listen to a lot of heavy trap, EDM, and you like a lot of bass, this might not be it for you, but you can EQ it to add a little bit more bass there as well. But overall, for music listening, I really like the sound signature, and it's been actually really enjoyable to listen to. I honestly can't really tell that it's a wireless headset. You would think that you would lose some fidelity with the audio there, but honestly, I feel like I'm listening to a very high quality pair of audiophile headphones when I'm listening to the Atlas Air. With that being said, moving on to gaming, I reviewed the Razer Blackshark V2 Pro yesterday, and in that video, I said that the sound signature on the Blackshark V2 Pro was definitely not my favorite, and you can definitely tell that it's a wireless gaming headset. That is the complete opposite of the Atlas Air. I definitely prefer the Atlas Air sound signature over the Blackshark V2 Pro. The Atlas Air just has a better sound signature and has a higher fidelity. So with that being said, obviously that's going to translate well into gaming. Using this for Valorant was really great. I could pinpoint footsteps very well. The soundstage was actually pretty large, especially when compared to a traditional gaming headset. Since the Atlas Air is open back, you're going to get a wider soundstage, and the imaging as well is very solid on this headset. I'd give the imaging an 8 or 9 out of 10. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That was my review of the Turtle Beach Atlas Air. Really solid headset. The microphone is not that great, so if you are picking up this headset, do make sure that you have a standalone microphone already. But other than that, the sound signature, everything else about this headset is very solid for the price, and the comfort as well is great. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.